Hi, I'm Justine Burt, author of The Great Pivot. In honor of Labor Day, I want to share the key to unlocking the economic recovery. It's investing in jobs, jobs that can't be outsourced or automated. Think about it, there's so much work that needs to be done to retrofit, reclaim, recover, restore, upgrade, and upcycle. And I'd like to give you 4 examples of how this is going to benefit us. We could become more self-reliant, get more exercise, work with our hands, feed more people if we did these 4 projects. Number 1, every single hospital, police station, fire station, and K through 12 school should be a microgrid. It should have solar photovoltaics, energy storage, electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and monitoring communications and controls equipment, so that when there's a blackout, when there's a natural disaster, hurricane, an earthquake, these buildings or clusters of buildings could cut themselves off from the grid and still function, still serve the community. A lot of Americans would like to get more exercise. They'd like to bicycle more, but 50% of Americans don't feel safe sharing the roads with cars. 48% of all trips in the US are 3 miles or less, and 25% of all trips are 1 mile or less. Wouldn't it be great if people felt safe taking a bicycle to run errands, to go to school, to go to work if it's nearby, instead of driving? And the 3rd example is Americans love working with their hands. Just think if every town and city had a tool lending library, a place where you could borrow for free, borrow tools to do landscaping, construction, woodworking, borrow kitchen tools for free for a few days. So we didn't all have to buy the same 100 tools that are sitting unused most of the time in our house, in our apartment, in our garage. And the 4th example is feeding more people. 40% of all the produce, all the food we raise and grow is thrown away. And during this time of COVID, where 57 million Americans have filed for unemployment in the last 5 months, people are more dependent on the food banks than ever. If we could recover more of the produce that's being thrown away, whether it's ugly produce or surplus food, that could go to feed people instead of going into the landfills. A few days ago, the Department of Labor released the unemployment numbers for August. And while they're a little better, they're still not great. If you look at just people aged 25 to 64, 9.9 million Americans are officially unemployed. But on top of that, 38 million Americans are not in the labor force, meaning they've looked for a job a few times in the last year, but nothing really came through, or they've given up, or they're working part-time when they really want to work full-time with benefits. People doing caregiving, staying at home with kids, or elderly parents. It's a huge catch-all category, but overall, there are 48 million Americans aged 25 to 64 who are not working. So let's create jobs. Let's invest in jobs, not just work, but meaningful work that gives people a sense of purpose. After all, on this Labor Day, when we celebrate workers, they are the backbone of our economy, and there's more we can do to support them to give people meaningful work. If you'd like some more ideas, take a look at my book, The Great Pivot. Take a look at my website, thegreatpivot.org, or be on the lookout for webinars in the upcoming future.